Cintas Center in Cincinnati. Big East basketball coming your way. The visiting Baylor Bears undefeated out of the Big 12 in what is a Sweet 16 kind of night. Tim Brando alongside with the governor, Bill Raftery. Just love these intersectional games, particularly when you have contrasting styles like tonight. Test,
really, when you think of it. You know, Arizona State beat Xavier with the dribble drive. Now they have to contest with the bigs, in particular with their intriguing defense. You have to search, seize opportunities, and then counter when they take that away.
Here are tonight's starting lineups, brought to you by Jeep Grand Cherokee. This Baylor team, coached by Scott Drew, will be led by Manu Lucant, the transfer from Miami. He's the straw that stirs the drink, so to speak, for this team, coming off a huge win against Creighton. And perennial Sweet 16 participant Chris Mack will be led by Trayvon Blewett, arguably the best shooter in the country, along with a veteran crew. Now, our keys to success, Bill, are sponsored by SoFi, offering smart solutions to help you reach your financial goals.
Scott's done such a great job with that intriguing look defensively. And the other end, good and fast. Push it up. Couldn't get it up before they set. That could complement the offense.
Fresh off a Final Four a year ago, Michael Stevens anchors this triumvirate. Michael Roberts and James Breeding, the rest of our officiating crew for tonight. Xavier in their home grays. Baylor's numerals will shout at you just a little as the opening tip is controlled to the Baylor Bears.
And Timmy B right now, the Xavier Musketeers go.
You're so happy that the tip went that way.
And that they like the lob, clear out the backside. Generally, that is a dunk at the end. Clark, promising youngster, too.
I was so hoping you'd have to begin with his own tonight.
Yeah, we looked behind last night.
Quentin Gooden finds Macura right where you want it in that zone. And they miss the slam inside. Jones can't get it to go.
Good ball movement, though. Nice hold. They're going to clear it on the other way.
And Jones gets the foul, clearing out with his arm.
Yeah, that's what they're working on, making sure they clean it up down there, officiating-wise. But this is great interior passing and a little venom at the tip.
I love the point that you made in the pregame, talking to the guys in the studio about what Baylor will do to you with their defense. But that was an example there of just how Xavier is able to find those little cracks in the zone.
Well, Creighton got the ball in the middle most of the first half, a little in the second. And then they take that nice little, they love to fake that handoff. We saw that. Remember last week, Ethan Happ like the same thing.
Absolutely. Here's Macura trying to drive baseline, got a shove.
A little Clark, nickel dimer.
First one on Tristan Clark, number 25.
You really shouldn't hand check if you're Baylor. You got all those bigs back there to protect and change shots. They only get over 4 blocks, but boy, they hurry and miss the ramp.
How quick is that launch? Blewett couldn't get that one to go. And now reaching in and taking it away is Clark. This kid's special. Leans in. Waved off, foul on the deck, says Michael Stevens.
King McClure really complements his ability to get into the thick of things with that outside shot. He slimmed down a little bit, real forceful in the open floor, and actually a pretty good foul when you think of it.
They'll trigger it in underneath their own hoop.
This series of doubles on the out of bounds.
Joe Lawal-Achuil, junior, Melbourne, Australia. You'll hear a lot about him. They lost so much talent from that team a year ago. Jonathan Motley among them. This kid's got quite a body. There he is, right on cue.
And they do a nice job clearing the side. Don't get the protection from the off guards. Well-designed play.
A couple of early turnovers by Xavier, but again, there's Macura right where you want him.
Tough get. They're pretty high-level play, I think, don't you?
I loved what you said when we were back at the Kohl Center a little over a week ago against Wisconsin. He's played himself to another level of basketball.
Sure has. Gutty kid. Amat with a deep one. He can make it. That was challenged, though.
Yeah. Nini Amat, kid from St. Paul, Minnesota, by way of Indian Hills Community College. Kaiser Gates, this kid has a quick trigger, too. He's averaging 10 and 5, and it's 5-2 Xavier.
And the thing now, he puts it on the deck a little bit to complement that deep thrust.
Pretty good matchup here. McClure being checked by Macura. LeConte was on that team with Rodriguez over at Miami. And he's now really found a home here at Baylor. That one goes crying. 6-0 on the glass right now. Xavier getting the job done. Quentin Gooden. Ooh, that was a tough one.
Tough.
A boulder, not just a brick.
Blewett was a little stiff at shoot around, as you noticed today. You see how his back is. Passed up that shot. Pretty good show in the string. See how they empty the backside?
Good pick and roll, everything but the finish.
Blewett took off before they got the ball.
Fresh shot clock, though. And here's King McClure working on Blewett. Got crossed up, nearly turned it over.
Actual being played by McCura.
Yeah.
He comes up to his belly button. Switch. Get him back.
A pull-up. Not there. Tapped out. Xavier really closing out on the defensive boards. Here's Blewett to McCura.
They're trying to push it to get a good look early. That's one thing the zone can't impact. They are good corner jump shooters, which is generally open when they go 1-3-1. Quick timeout.
An 8-0 run for the homestanding Musketeers.
The one kid on this team that plays with a lot of confidence. He's worked on that inside game today and yesterday. But the little deep Trey McCura Adams.
His dad also played at UTEP, the old Texas Western.
Is that right?
Yeah.
I got to know him when he was with the Bulls more than at Iowa State, USC.
Well, he did a great job at the University of New Orleans after Idaho, which got his career started, if you recall.
Jump start.
Coming out of the timeout. Bears going to Jake Lindsey at the point and move LeConte off the ball. McCura almost a steal.
Lindsey really makes good judgments, doesn't turn it over.
There's Maston. Boy, they just can't buy one inside.
He and Clark are some bookends out. Clark on the Adams game. Good open look.
Ooh, that's a shot Blewett normally
can't
makes.
give him those.
Luol Achiuwil with the rebound. Baylor 1 of 8 out of the gate.
And Lindsey really sound. This is a tough backcourt. Now, they don't make mistakes, find the right people, and can make shots.
There's no answer for that guy inside if they can get it there.
He slithers by, and with that body, he's a slitherer.
Say that fast 5 times. Gates. Well, he's got the open Gates from downtown, and it's 11-4 Musketeers.
The big thing now is when they're forced to slow down. What are they going to run, Xavier?
It really is, when you stop and think about it, Bill, a game of possessions, right? If Baylor can hold down the number of possessions, they've got a good chance. If not, probably not. Right?
Very true. Good thing is they count on that defense. It's so complex.
Here's Natson working on Kaiser Gates.
McCura with the steal with the little rake.
Great help. He loves those.
He likes to get hit.
7 of the Baker's dozen belong to JP, and they're on their feet at Centos Center.
Nice fade by Lindsey. Slip Maston.
How about that jump stop? Pretty.
Gets good. He can make outside shots as well. Moody.
Nice.
Too good. Too easy. The blow by.
Quentin Gooden into the scoring column, and the lead is 9.
And to me, right now, Baylor doesn't have control of the game whatsoever with their defense. Generally, what takes place. Loves that little baseline rub, pretty floater.
Doesn't go down. They've been beating Baylor down the floor. Xavier trying to push and get those possessions going. McCura one more time.
You well know they had 2 tough days of practice. Chris Mack worked them diligently. Look at him on the sideline over there. He's ready to go out and play. Well, they felt they let one go by against Arizona State.
Yeah, those guards really gave it to them, and now they're giving it back to this Baylor team, and LeConte is fouled.
Why reach in? You got good control. Just move the legs. They can't afford to play without him. But that little rake down by McCura sets it up, and loving the impact. a little body search and finish. Get the puppies organized. Drive the crack and find somebody.
JP loves the bright lights, doesn't he?
He does.
10 points, 4 for 4 from the floor, and he'll get a quick blow before another television timeout comes your way.
Be smart, run your stuff, little pick and pop, good extra pass, actual.
Lindsay goes crossover, great pass to Madsen.
He has a feel for the game. There's his dad and the exec with the Inside Jazz, understands the game, such a solid kid.
Scruggs has come into the game from McCure, number 1 in gray.
Nice cut.
Great ball movement to Gates. Boy, he hasn't missed either. Kaiser Gates lighting it up as well.
It's all deployment that sets it up. The flash to the lane and the find.
Well, you see the three-point shooting barrage. It's all with Xavier now. 5 out of 8. Gates 3 for 3.
Sorry there, Timmy. Single double. They're really playing the comp very well.
Gates comes down with yet another rebound.
And Mara really can be physical in the lane and control actual as he is right now. And they may get. Well, he didn't get it.
Reach in for LeConte. That's his first. Timeout. All Xavier early.
Now, baby, stack that beef.
Let's go inside the huddle now with Scott Drew and Baylor.
Here's what we got. It's 10-3 on the glass. So we know we can't win on the road unless we can do a much better job right here, right? So let's make sure every time we assume a miss. That's what good rebounders do, and that's what we are, right? So we got to get some second chance points. We got 0. We played already 7-8 minutes in this game, okay?
Statistics, they don't lie, do they? And he is right. I mean, they certainly can't control. I think they got to be a little slower in their attack, get the ball, get some touches down inside. And on this end in particular, make Xavier be a little more patient. But the big concern, Gooden with the 2 fouls, that changes the issue totally. Scruggs has to be solid in running the show now.
Well,
freshman.
Go ahead. Well, to your point, Baylor's had 9 misses inside the paint, 1 offensive rebound.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Cantor in the game now, pretty wily underneath that basket. Gets people up in the air. Great feel for the game, much like a lot of international centers.
Nice find again. Wow. And a foul.
He's out of bounds.
He's out of bounds. Didn't know where he was on the sideline there and stepped on the boundary.
JP, tough-minded, can deliver, has become a extremely efficient offensive player. Deep game, middle game, on the bounce. Tough competitor.
Jake Lindsay remains at the point. So LeConte getting a breather.
Nice
and another
steal.
Boy, the quicker hands belong to Xavier right now. And off the scrum, it's pulled away and then taken back by Baylor. That's vital. Got that one started for the lay-in by King McClure.
And that's where you're hurt by being in a hurry. That was one of those trips. Just get possession, then run your stuff.
Yeah, you're right. Scruggs got it and then hurried up, didn't he?
Well, they work so hard at beating. Now watch this footwork there. It's got a little fancy down.
Yeah, no double coming.
Little step through.
Aaron Cantor, 6'10".
He took him to a Turkish bath.
Got undressed on the low block. I love that.
Clever kid. Played well for minutes against Arizona State. So you're going to see a little more of him.
McClure trying to get it done on his own.
Goes the rebounder.
He's not there, and Madsen is there to follow.
Boy, they paid attention to the coach, didn't they? Homer's son knows what he's doing.
Yes, Dave Spin at Valpo helped get those seeds sown for success with him as a staff member with his dad, Homer, now 72 years old.
Only 1 year as the head coach, right?
Yeah, that's right.
And then on to Baylor. A lot of people thought it was a mistake. He turned it into a lot of good fortune. They got an offensive pick. Gates, I can't see who it is over there. Scruggs, I believe. There's Homer.
Yes, he is. And by the way, his big assistant job back in 1972 with Dale Brown at LSU.
Wow.
Bet you didn't know that, or you maybe knew it and forgot.
Two preachers on the same staff.
A couple of Elmer Gantry types.
What a great guy to Homer. Bryce Gordon said Vandy's supposedly having a great recruiting year.
Nice work inside by Madsen.
This kid can do an awful lot of things. Plays within himself. Just keep his head in the game. Can step out. Solid performer. Straight up man now. You can back cut because they do overextend.
Tough
a little rub.
Tough task for Vital now. Number 11 trying to check McCure and that back end of that zone.
He can make that.
Yes, he can. Too strong though.
What a follow. Wow.
Great work on the glass by Najee Marshall.
I thought he may have used an arm.
Najee's the freshman from Atlantic City by way of Hargrave Military Academy.
Promising player too, Tim.
All of Baylor's points, Bill, have come in the paint. Nothing doing from beyond the arc. Little high-low game now, and Madsen with it. He's getting the job done on
he's got a 3 in his game, or his arsenal as well.
Maintaining contact, Baylor, in this sequence.
He's got to get their legs, and this is where you seize it a little bit. Straight up, man.
Good defensive play by Madsen. Almost started a fast break and a foul. Giveaway there, away from the basket by McClure.
There's a little discard. It may not have been Truz, but it was in there someplace. And this kid we mentioned, a little space, just turn around, mid-range, creates a little post-up.
He's 4 out of 5 from the floor, really keeping Baylor in this thing early on.
Oh, what a quick half, by the way. I'm looking up. With an overload here. Just that little rub, ball screen.
Special attention paid to this guy after his lightning quick start.
Nice get back. Wow, what a nice
perpetual motion.
And that's all because of the overload left, and nobody collapsed from the weak side. Got to split the hoop.
He's got a dozen. 5 out of 5 from the floor. Madsen is feeling it right now.
Is he showing you the whole game?
Yeah, he is.
And that same little thing, ball screen, no assistance on the same side.
Love the recognition, though, Bill, that they know he's the hot hand at this stage to stay in the game.
So Reach really worked inside. I think got steps, unfortunately.
That's a walk. Timeout.
You watch this team, this little give back, and then the ability to turn the corner. A little kiss. But you
stop in the last 5 possessions. The last 5 possessions. That last one was Terry Maston picking and popping. On the throwback, we got to have a guy in the box that's either yelling X or stay. Nobody's there.
The big thing about this now, the game flattens out a little bit. They had a lot of energy, a lot of burst. Now, can they maintain composure? If they don't get the quick hitter to run some good stuff, that's all about that defense. It's amazing how they remember. We didn't have any stops, 5 in a row, and that little pick and pop to the empty side, it's a tough cover. You may have to switch it, even though the size differential's there.
When you play Baylor, it really is a marathon, not a sprint. Ask Creighton, they'll tell you they were up 12 with, a couple of minutes deep into the second half. Baylor just stayed with it, forced them into some shots that were difficult, came back and won the game.
Here's a different look. Double high, one little yo-yo. One high, one low, and then Clark sort of loads up, didn't do a good job in there. He's got to really step in and nail his guy.
Yeah, they went pick and pop, and Maston is just feeling it left and right. That time it doesn't go. Nice tip. Nice tip inside to keep it alive for the putback. The work done by McClure keeping it alive, and Vital with the payoff at the end.
It was Vital McClure. He kept it alive.
Yep.
You can see the size. Now here's more of a, let's see, slow man, saving it for the second half.
It's hard to believe that this Xavier team can get out to such a great start without Trayvon Blewett scoring. That foul is against Vital trying to check.
Vital, of course, they're rotating the bigs. Mara presents more of a physical stature out there. Pretty good footwork. Make sure Jones doesn't get deep in foul problems. That's a big concern, too.
Indeed.
It's only the one.
O'Mara and Cantor, those two have really helped this Xavier team early on this season.
Nice rotation up front. Little inside America's play. Look at the load up. Good footwork here. Good kick.
How about that recognition? Everything but the finish as Squirts couldn't get it to go. McClure trying to beat him down the floor.
Oh, goodness, he never got control.
Well, he talked about rushing it.
Yeah,
they did there.
I tried to do too much. Just really a nice job loading up in here. And look at all the help. And a wide open look. You can't ask for more. You're going to get these corner jumpers when they overhelp. This is one of their favorite plays. Hit the elbow, cross screen, and a hole. Get him going.
That's the way you get it done. Get your first bucket that way, and then all of a sudden the cylinder really opens up for a score that's as capable as Trayvon Blewett.
Yeah, that's where Mack is so astute too. Knows he's got to get his mainstay going a little bit.
Madsen down on the low block. He's led the way for Baylor inside. Baseline extended that one.
They are rebounding now.
Look at that work on the glass. Finally Blewett rips it out of there. Makura, well guarded, has to give it up. Blewett right where you want him.
He knew though. He knew he was trying to follow. Look, Makura, oops. Almost comes up with a steal.
Almost picked it off.
Playing in a frenzy right now, Xavier. They got to really control the glass, I think, on a missed shot. That's where they're having trouble.
Maston's really been tough.
Tough. Loading up now. What else? Great contributions.
"13 points in 12 minutes now for him.
I don't know about that one.
Yeah, that was quick.
Got to make them work a little bit.
Vidal brings down the rebound. Baylor's made a little mini run here and could claw away the 2 possessions away from the lead if they can score here.
It's all off the glass, too. Nice kicked out. Clark again. They got a double foul, or no? They got one right here. They're going to stay here, I think.
Yep.
And just nice little screen, straight sets that up, and a little hesitation here. You got one going, you got options now. If you overhelp, you can kick to the corner. You don't get a little space help. And I just love this kick. Clark, outstanding performer. They got a double foul, I think, when we come back live here.
Yeah, Vidal picked up one.
That gives him 2 then.
Yep. The bucket did count. And O'Mara also got one. But the basket, and that's the key, did count because it had already been launched, and it is a 1-possession game just like that.
How about in the huddle with Scott Drew, about 10-3 offensive rebounding, and boy, have they turned that around. Again, good footwork.
Draws the foul inside. That'll go against Madsen.
Well, you got to get those big guys working when you play Baylor. Keep them moving. They have a number of them, unfortunately, for the opponent, that is.
You know, talking with Scott Drew earlier today at the shoot-around, Bill, it's amazing how he loses great players. I'm talking lottery picks, you know, Tari and Prince. These are really good players. One kid went to the NFL, got drafted by the Cowboys.
No, he's with Baylor. One's at Baylor. Ishmael, got 2 touchdowns, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Off the charts.
Yeah, unbelievable.
But the names change, but the program remains the same.
Corey Jefferson, we think of. Quincy AC, some outstanding performers. Corey and Prince down in Atlanta on that 2-way. Good help that time on the pinch.
There's LeCount on the wing.
Wow. Don't give him space. You got to hug him. Kid really plays within himself.
Baylor to within 1. Blewett is left free.
Wow. Dodging. Good rebound. Gates.
Ochuel had it. Gates took it away. Will they help on Cantor? To this point, they haven't.
How about this kid? It didn't finish, but boy, a heck of a move under using the rim to protect.
Wall Ochuel is, you're right, he slithers around, gets his hand on loose ball opportunities, and Madsen just lost one himself on the low block.
First mistake he's made. Just really keeping himself busy down in here. They run those rubs for this kid. You take the high road, you got to tag him on the baseline.
Blewett looking to work off the baseline. Well done.
Now don't settle deep. Big, strong, can be powerful in that mid-range.
Working on Nooney Amadi, made it count. He's got 4. The lead is 3. Baylor has not led since it was 2-0.
McClure does a good job letting LeCount play off the ball. Look at this play. Cantor, watch it. That could take out the first row. His brothers with the Knicks doing a good job, but good footwork, patience, the ability to fade a little and knock that shirt down. They need a big performance from him. Outstanding contributor generally when they win.
Fallen out. Arizona 3-3 had a tough road trip, and then you look at a team like Seton Hall that is really, really good and probably getting more from their low block than anyone anticipated.
Yeah, they're no question pretty good. I wouldn't give up on Arizona either. Though.
Yeah.
Getting doom and gloom. It's a long season. Doesn't count now.
Game is about evolution. LeCompte from downtown, not there.
Didn't get a clean catch.
Mercure the long rebound. The Baylor bench has been fantastic, keeping them in this game.
Actual really does a nice job. Automatic switching here on the perimeter. He doesn't care who he guards.
There's Gates again.
And Actual right there makes you change. May not block it.
There's Actual trying to get it. Can't. And
look at that slap.
How about that slap away?
Terrific.
Manu throws up an air ball. Pulled down by Scruggs. Length of the floor to Mercure.
Tell you what, he was smart. He could do nothing to get back and help, but always look out.
14 in the game for J.P. Mercure. Lead back to 5.
You get the feeling Baylor just has to run their stuff, though. Don't be in such a hurry. Take advantage of your bigs. Actual can make the 3. I think he had 8 last year. He's got 4 already this year, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes. He's got an inside-outside game, no question about that. To this point, though, without the Bears bench, Bill, they wouldn't be in this game. There's Gates left free.
Too much time.
Another push-off. This one will go
Ahmad, I think,
right?
right?
Against Nooney Ahmad.
And look at his little leak out here. Smart enough to know. And I just love the patience on the delivery. Make sure he was turned in a catchable position. Good find.
Lindsey and Terry Metzen come back onto the floor for the Bears. Lindsey, by the way, 5 assists, Vital 3 rebounds, 2 assists, and Metzen 13. All of that off of the Baylor bench.
And that's the big factor to get them back in it. They're in touch now. I just think it's composure, first big kind of a road atmosphere for them.
Cantor at the free throw line as you see Mercure leaving the game. Najee Marshall checks back in.
Mercure was really upset at the way they played against Arizona State. And that sort of permeates your team. You know, the coaches have all their meetings and they're frustrated. Let's get it going. You need your players to buy in.
He was complaining about having to guard guys that were smaller than he was, and it spawned a great conversation between us.
I was going to give him my prescription and SAG card. I thought he broke his ankles on some of those dribble drives.
Those little Bobby Hurley guards were just underneath him all night. What a job Bobby's done out there in the desert.
Nice little pin down.
There's Vital getting it right back. Just forging his way in. Look at him. He's relentless on the glass, but can't get it to go. Pulled down by Scruggs.
I thought Scruggs got away with one.
Blew it. Has his pocket picked. Again, nice work by Vital.
Nice hesitation. Set him up.
Beautiful pass. Was he ready for it? Not quite. But Cantor bails him out with a foul. Vital is hacked inside.
Manu can do, though. Doesn't make a whole lot of mistakes. Good understanding as he turns the corner. Just catchable. Gets the vision. Look at this. Sees everything now. Boy, that is just beautiful. Got to catch it, though. It's vital that you put the pause on it.
You know, I think he was ready for it, but his eyes went to the rim before he caught the ball.
This kid starts making shots. I know he's shooting 53%. 0 for 3 from deep. He can really drive it when you look at tape.
Scruggs leaves the game.
Mercure now becomes the point guard out here. It'll be done by committee.
That free throw ends a 3:23 scoreless drought for Baylor. Still, they're only down by 4 as this team, the Musketeers, have gone cold from downtown. Hit their first 5 of their first 8 and are 0 for 7 since.
Yeah, that's why you got to go inside. Yeah, it's a bad turnover.
Yeah, indeed. He just lost his dribble. Here comes LeConte, 3-on-2 with Vital.
Nice pass.
To Achiuil.
They got Mercure maybe. Yeah. A little bit of a scrape.
And that's 2 on him.
Boy, those turnovers, foul line out, are disastrous. You pay.
Luol Achiuil at the free throw line. Born in South Sudan, where his father was the nation's first Minister of Humanitarian Affairs and Disaster Management. Went on to grow up in Melbourne, Australia. He's had 9 or more rebounds in every game this season, so he has been
double
a stat
machine,
sheet stuffer,
yeah.
as our old friend
Clark
Kellogg likes to say. Anytime I'm in Ohio, I think of Special K.
Sure.
A time or two.
Yeah, great player, great ambassador to the sport. He was still on the board of trustees at Ohio State.
I think he is.
Well,
I'm going to be visiting in Columbus on Monday, a game that we have between Michigan and Ohio State as the Big Ten season gets going.
Clark knew you were there. He's out of town.
He'll be busy too, I'm sure.
There's that little flex. Nice curl by Mercure. Tough shot.
It was. Nice work on the glass, though. Najee Marshall.
Well, Marshall knows. So a nice read. Advantage offense, but it doesn't hit anything.
Really good first half when you think about it, though, Bill. After the cold start for Baylor.
Very solid get. He goes back in this. This is a big trip because you can give the opponent the ball for one attempt.
Lewinsky.
Pretty.
Ooh, the iron unkind, but the follow inside by Matson.
They just create havoc at the rim.
He's got 15, the youngster off the bench for the Bears.
Oh, what a settle here. Wow, off the glass.
The bank is open late in Cincinnati.
Does that give you a little mo? A little help from my friend. That's why they put glass up there. For a little kiss. A little love. To end the half. What a high-level performance. Not necessarily what he had in mind, but nevertheless, bada bing, a tray.
Bada boom. Your double M's, the M&M's. Matson with 15 for Baylor. Mercure with 17, offering a little Mercure Chrome for the lead here at Xavier. That's the end of the first half. 39-34. We'll send you to Mike Hill in Los Angeles right after this.
Might just be your night. Bank is open late at night. 17 from Cure. His team leads by 5 over Baylor. Welcome inside our LA studios. Mike Hill hanging out with Coach Steve.
Leading it by 5. I worked so hard on Luol Achiuil that on occasion I may have gotten a Matson instead of a Maston in there. But my goodness, what an incredible half he had along with J.P. Mercure.
He's a great talent, no question about it. He can hurt you in so many areas of the floor. Sort of a nightmare when it's matching up. He's got a mid-range game. He can get on the box and deliver. We know he can make a three. And the other end, JP just plays big time. I mean, takes advantage of whatever is shown to him. Great strength when he goes to the rim, and occasionally late, he doesn't like a certificate of deposit. There's not enough interest. He goes for the direct deposit.
Indeed.
A little help from above.
Now you see the halftime stats, and Maston's 15 off the bench will warrant a start in the second half. This youngster from DeSoto, Texas, has been incredible. Had 19 and 9 in each of Baylor's 2 NCAA tournament wins last year. Did not perform as well in the South Carolina loss. So he's been very much involved in the success that Baylor's had lately. Here's Kaiser Gates to open the second half much as he did the first.
And that was a well-designed play. It was really a double screen. And he just, after he picked, popped. He doesn't need much space to knock it down.
So with that 3, it's quickly an 8-point lead for the homestanding Musketeers. LeConte.
Well, you really got to tag him. That's the second time they've gone high side on the screen. I think you got to tag and hip him all the way around it. Quick, jet.
in his decision-making.
Pretty by Gooden.
Indeed. Scruggs stayed with it and got fouled on the second chance.
He must have let the ball go, but this is a nice little play, a little double screen. We'll see, and then the pop by Gates. The clear, and then step back. Nice little use of that post guy at the elbow. Well-designed effort, and just here, once again, not his experience, getting around the screen. Quentin got caught again. He's got to play better D.
Jones at the free throw line after the first foul committed by Joe Lawal-Achiuil. And, going back to LeCompte for just a second, Manu, when he was playing in Miami, sometimes would have a quick trigger. And you commented today that he's really improved his decision-making skills.
He just plays within himself. He's got a great comfort zone. He knows what he has in terms of nice cross. Wow. A little go-by.
Nice work there, Amat.
You see those shoes, you think he ran through a caution light. Pick and slip. Again, pick and pop this time.
Gates. Mismatch that time. Halfway down the cylinder and out, and then a reach-in foul. That's a giveaway, really. That's the first on Blewett. McClure.
That's one of those they could let go. Don't you think?
Yeah.
A little tough little call.
A little too much intensity.
He did have the arm there. I got to give Michael that. Run out ball screen. Maxwell likes to slip and load up. They haven't been able to get it to him in there. Good job by Jones. On bar.
Achiuil. Wills it through.
Sure did.
Well, 43-41, now 8 in the game for him. Amat doing a nice job cutting off the baseline. Blewett had to give it up.
Straight up man, not the wrinkles I expected. Oh, goodness, nice screen by Jones. Seals off that baseline with a dynamite attack.
It was a baseline blast. 45-41. Maston with a dribble handoff. Shot clock down to 6. First time we've said that tonight.
I would trap this, and they do. He loses it.
Great defensive work by Xavier. And the shot clock violation is an end result.
Nice job with the big fella, Achiuil. Getting the bang, a chug. Still able to deliver the punch. And down the other end, just sealing off on the baseline. You just see this turn here. Opens it up for his partner, Jones, with the roadblock. Kaiser opens the gates.
Only the 5th Baylor turnover committed, Bill. They've done a lot right for Scott Drew in terms of protecting the ball. And Xavier does give you a lot of pressure on the defensive end.
14 years down there already.
Yeah, that's unbelievable, isn't it?
Incredible what he's been able to do, too.
Gambled. Blewett gives it up. And a reach-in foul.
Think you get Amat or LeCompte.
Let's get a stat comparison sponsored by Jeep Grand Cherokee. Think about it. With those guys not really playing at their best in green, they're still very much in this game, while Gates and McCura getting the job done for Xavier.
Yeah, they have a lot of contributors, too. They're a well-rounded team.
This is one of those really classic matchups. Intersectional game early in the season. And then sometimes we get to the month of March and you say, oh, these two teams played one another. You might want to go back and look at the film.
They all count. There's that little flex screen on the baseline and a fade. I think Gates could post up if they take advantage.
Shot clock under 10. Well, they left him wide open.
That's not his shot.
Gooden. Way off the mark.
Should have rode Gates a little bit more.
McClure. He's going to get bailed out by a foul. He was out of control there.
Yeah, he was.
That one goes against Kaiser Gates.
Yeah, very fortunate here.
Yeah.
I mean, he did foul.
He was just in no man's land, though.
He was in bad shape.
Maston gives it back. And an air ball that's retrieved and put in. Again, Amat in the right place at the right time.
It's such an advantage because you have vision as an offensive player. Defense is looking to check and stick.
3.5 minutes gone by in the second. A 2-point game, and McCura tries to answer.
A little hole there as Gates goes up.
That one will go against McClure. Second foul on King McClure. Notice that Baylor hasn't gotten as many touches from Maston on the offensive end here in the early going of the second.
I'm impressed that they're man-to-man, though. We're so used to the zone looks.
Tyreek Jones, a sweeping hook. Not there. Look at McCure all over the offensive glass. Out of bounds off of JP.
Yeah, that's one, though. Jones got to knock that one down. See if they get Maston involved this trip now.
Hasn't had many touches. He's screening here.
Well, Gooden once again gets lost.
And on the end line that time, a turnover by Manu LeConte.
Today with him. And
the late great Jim Simpson.
Joe was saying, why would you take this job? This guy. Well, we found out.
Speaking of the Iva family, Gene Iva spent some time with Baylor.
Hank was a good coach. I thought of going there.
Let's see if
Henry.
You sure he didn't recruit you?
They may have.
Foul spotted underneath.
A little small change on the bounce.
That goes against Amat, his third. So he becomes the first Bear with 3 fouls. And Blewett is on the bench as we come out of this timeout. McCura, the #1 option now.
Yeah, nice little drive to it. Nobody stepped up to change or alter. By the way, we haven't seen much of Clark.
No, you're right.
Tristan Clark is really a talented kid.
Yeah, Tristan is the kid from Wagner High in San Antonio. McClure from downtown.
Good rebound.
Tyreek Jones with a quick outlet to Gooden.
He's lucky he can get a push out.
I think LeConte has bothered him some.
I think you've got to push. If it's not there, run your stuff. You can get a good look, and don't leave him with that clean look.
Yeah, off the dribble. That generally goes down for Manu LeConte.
He's got to run the show, be sound, and make sure he tags LeConte.
Marshall, Jones, Kaiser Gates, Gooden, and McCura, the 5 on the floor for Xavier.
Nice screen again by Jones. He turned to lock his guy, opened up the dribble path. Good strength by Tyreek.
49-43. Just over 5 minutes deep in the second half.
Something inside, I think. Nice defense. They got a hold late on Gates. That's like that receiver, the cornerback sort of curls, but I just love what took place in there. Once again, Jones so good at that. He was trying to load up, and this is that little arm that the
A lot of whistles in this half. First half, pretty cleanly played.
Clark in, little cross screen. See if they can get him going a little bit.
Will was ready to play a little 2-man game there, but LeConte brings it back out. Shot clock winding down as they set up a pick and pop.
Clark, if you want him.
Shot clock under 5. This is your answer. LeConte leaning into the runner, and it's rejected.
Another shot clock. I don't know if the defense was as good as the offense was faulty. They didn't take opportunities of entry passes. But Jones coming up big time with the little things that help you win.
I was a little surprised Will turned down the pick and pop when he got it the first time.
X off the high post, pin downs.
O'Mara's coming to the game now, setting a pick for Najee Marshall. That one goes crying. O'Mara on the offensive glass.
Steps, no.
Oh, he got away with it and then got fouled. I do think he took one.
He did a little extra one.
Yeah.
Well, Sean's probably heard a little Irish music in his day. He might be doing the jig here. Let's see.
Yeah, a little bunny hopping, an extra one. Yeah, that was three, maybe
Timmy,
3.5.
Tiptoe Timmy B on that one.
Toe tapper?
Yeah.
Ooh, what a lean in that was to no avail. And it's pulled down and taken out of there by Vital. Alley-oop for Archuleta, a little too strong for Lindsay.
Lindsay's very good at that. He was free, but by the time he delivered it, it was late.
I mentioned that game next Monday with Ohio State, Michigan. How about that one? Ohio State, Wisconsin on the weekend. Incredible. As the football championship will be played, and of course, basketball in between on Fox. Ooh, Marshall, right to Archuleta.
Actually, a little elbow at the end there, too. But a nice read. This kid can finish at the rim, too. He's going to be a real fine player. Just a little giveaway, and then they get those arms entangled.
Najee at the free throw line. Tell you, as this young man gets his game together, highly thought of. He was recruited by Virginia Tech, Pitt, South Carolina, TCU, a lot of really good teams. Led Eleanor Roosevelt High School in Greenbelt, Maryland to the state title. This kid, as he gets better, Bill, look out for all of the options that Xavier could have once he gets his game going in the second half of the season.
They played Morehead State early in the year. He had a dunk going to his left. He really has a lot of spice and variety in his game. He's only going to grow as he plays in games like this. They'll test him.
Already 6 fouls on Baylor, so the bonus will come into play early, and the lead is catapulted to 8.
I like this lineup now. If you go inside with the ball with Clark or Maston, give it to him. Goodness.
Yeah, Maston has not had a touch.
And neither has Clark. Yeah, I'll get 10 again.
A lot of dribbling here. Vital taking it inside. That was clean, but Vital stays with it. And it's pulled down by Najee Marshall.
2 guys hurt.
Yep.
Vital.
Maston slow getting down. There's a rejection underneath. And a reach-in foul against LeConte.
Maston with his finger at the other end.
Yep.
Vital hurt as well.
And LeConte gets the second foul, and we're now in the bonus.
Boy, they are mixing it up on the glass, but this is just a terrific attack at a rim, and right away got twisted and turned on that particular play. Vital.
Looks like Maston is holding his index finger, but is going to stay into the game. The officials came over to see if he needed to come out, but no points in this half for Maston. And as I said, in that scruffle underneath the hoop, I think he may have jammed that index finger. That seemed to be what he was holding.
To me, it's hard to score if you don't get it where you can score. You're just not getting opportunities, no shots.
Well, here are 3 things that you need to know about Najee Marshall. I love the occupation, right? Gaming engineering. It's not hoops. I like that.
The Hall of Fame.
We touched on all the teams that were after him.
We visited the Hall of Fame, but he's got ambitions.
Oh, don't be so bashful. We know you're going into the Broadcasting Hall of Fame, my friend. You're headed there. Here comes the crowd. The lead is up to 10.
Not getting into things quick enough. Nice play. That's one of their favorite. Nice help by McCura. That's called scouting, folks.
Gooden. A 10-0 run for the Musketeers.
And McCura is playing possessed. What a motion this kid has. He came from the same side and got a piece of it. Look at this hands.
Blew it, the deflection. Yep. Marshall. And a blocking foul underneath. Woo. And we've got another injured Bear.
You better bring your A game when you come in here.
So Dave here is taking the family up to the lake for the weekend, but without the white knuckle.
$1 off, plus a free pillow worth $75, and free shipping too. Go to buylisa.com today.
You need this bed.
Xavier up 55-43. And watch this particular play, Timmy. They overload everybody. Everybody's on one side. This is a well-executed or designed play, but scouting and preparation. Watch Macura sniff this thing out, and this is a pivotal time in the game. A good kick ahead to finish. Sound analysis by the D.
Well, Baylor, after closing to within 2, now 0 for 4 and 4 turnovers. Let's go in the huddle now with Chris Mack and Xavier.
Fellas, got that war 10-0. Listen, this is why right here. Now we're sitting on 2 stops. Anytime we get the ball in a half-court situation, we want to go into Sean on bang-bang. Okay? We want to keep playing with energy and pushing the pace. Make sure at the end of it, we're getting great shots. We're getting great shots.
He has been around. He knows this is an opportunity to seize and secure the deal. Bang, bang to me is a pin down by Macura. Whether he screens and they yo-yo the back guy or he just unloads and pins him, he's got a great body, and his footwork and his speed on release has certainly increased since last year.
Now the Baylor problems in this half, 0 for 4 during this 10-0 spurt, scoreless in the last 4:42. And the flip side for Chris Mack, and you know, he concludes every huddle at practice with warriors, and that's what he wants his team to play that way. And Macura almost always fits that description on both ends of the floor. He's going to get a little bit of a timeout now at the 11:55 mark, but man, what an engine he is.
You're absolutely right. He is the catalyst too. Nice
Loose.
hustle.
Look at that.
Don't need it now. You just run your stuff. Be sound if you're Baylor.
Cantor.
That's the bang bang, I guess. I think that was just a individual ISO.
This is now a 12-0 run. The lead is 14. Largest of the night.
Got to get it inside or put it on the deck and get something at the rim. Stay in touch if you're Baylor. And they're going to nickel dimer. O'Mara loading up.
Well, look at these struggles now for Lawal Achiuil in the first half now. And LeCompte has not been able to get going. And noticeably, Maston not only no points, but no shots.
No opportunities. And he got banged up. Clark got banged up as well. They were tending to them during the timeout.
Here's Achiuil. No help coming against O'Mara.
Pretty good delivery, though.
Yeah, it was. Vital, he's been really bouncy off the offensive glass. Now that ends a 5-minute, 23-second drop, Bill.
And here's the zone. A little, let's see if they're following. No, they're straight up man.
You a little surprised that we haven't seen more of it?
This is the match, though. This is what confuses you. Got a drop step. Somebody's got to come to a passing lane.
And they lead to a turnover. You know, and a lot of principles, Bill, I will take you back to that Homer-Drew connection for a moment. Way back in the day, where the ball is entered has something to do with whether they go zone or man.
That's true.
That was the old Dale Brown freak defense way back in the day. Way back in the day.
Great memories, you're right.
Yeah. 1986 Final Four.
I used to say to Dale, you don't know what you're doing. Somebody else does.
That's right. Good spin move by Vital. Say this, his energy is always there for the Baylor Bears.
He's a solid performer. O'Mara late on this one, I think. Gets Nick for a nice drop step and a little swipe. And, I guess inside there.
Cantor got the foul, his second. And Vital gets to the free throw line.
This is the first time the two bigs have been together. Cantor and O'Mara.
Lake Charles, Louisiana, by way of Advanced Prep International in Texas, the top prospect out of my home state in 2016. This kid, Vital.
Well, they won't go away, Tim. This is a really solid seasoned team. See if they can confuse on the other end and then seal it with rebounding.
Both of these teams really understand who and what they are. And you notice that is no matter what adversity each faces, they are always resilient.
Horns look, ball screen, the yo-yo. A little nickel dimer reaching him up. Bailey got to back up.
A little too tight, got in his kitchen and picked up the foul. And that's the third on Mark Vidal.
He is important the way he's playing.
This is not as deep a team for Baylor now as it once was.
In the backcourt in particular, I think. By you?
They have fewer options, one of the reasons why the zone works, but
got some injuries too in the backcourt.
A couple of guys that you'll be seeing a little bit later on in the year. Gillespie is an example. Larger kid that's out this year. He decided to sit out. They'll be deep again soon.
Automatic switch.
Amat.
Good footwork. Good. Can't let a guy turn the corner.
Force that one in. That's enough. Oh, that's an offensive foul.
How about Canner with the read?
Big time.
Getting out of that area, setting himself before the guy explodes off the floor. Tough for guys to read ahead. His brother's got a lot of juice in New York, too.
Absolutely.
Fond of him, his energy.
Brother of Enes Kanter, part of that Carmelo Anthony deal back in September.
Some of the guys in the league aren't fond of his comments, but really slice cut to get McCure to the box.
Lamont stays in with 4 fouls. Speaking to that lack of depth, they need him out there.
So he's clever.
Overachi will, and was rejected.
Hands.
Great hands. And a loose ball taken out of there by McClure. Numbers.
Nice run.
Vital. Boy, did he blow by. He snuck out early.
And the gray shirts, very negligent in defensive transition.
9 points, 6 this half for Vidal.
Yeah, no communication going back. That's not like Xavier.
Gates.
They've got time with the clock. How about this? Nobody getting back, nobody pointing. Nice lefty bounce pass, catchable. Taking it strong.
Yeah, we've got a shot clock situation that Mike Stevens noticed, and they're going to go and take a look at it. Correctable error with the clock. The reason for the stoppage in play. This may actually help Baylor a little bit.
I was just thinking cheap timeout.
Yeah.
Get them organized. Get their heads back in the game. Lindsey coming in maybe to run the show. Let the comp play off the basketball.
You know, Creighton had control of the game in the second half. Baylor played a lot of zone, forced them to take in between shots, and then slowly took control of the game. But as you mentioned earlier, we haven't seen as much of the zone tonight as maybe we anticipated.
A little bit, a little matchup kind of thing. It hasn't been a steady diet. I'm just wondering at what point maybe they get in touch a little, change a look on a goal, get some juice going.
Here's what they're looking at. Watch what happens to the shot clock after the jam here. It just kept on going. It never reset. So when they adjusted it, it was at 5.
6 seconds.
And they've decided to reset it at that number, it appears. Now they're going to say it's 13 that should be left on the clock rather than 5.
Good catch, though.
Yeah,
there's enough going on with the rest. Checking the clock as well.
Well, this is an experienced crew. Final Four is aplenty, particularly for Michael Stevens. He was in the national championship game a year ago.
See if Blue can get himself going. It's a nice back cut. That's there.
One on the clock. Gooden got it on the rim.
Numbers here if they want.
Blow by LeConte. Oh, that's going to be interference on Gates.
I think his hand carried right in.
Fans disagree, but I thought it was a good call.
Let's see the D on this trip. Still man.
Well, Baylor has responded with a mini run of their own, 8-2, cut the lead back to single digits.
He wants a ball screen. Cantor wants a 3. Once again, under 10, nice play. And a little trail by Lindsey got there.
He knew he was in a mismatch, committed the foul.
But he was circling. He had to take a shortcut around Cantor.
Think about the pace of the game, and it always favors Baylor when they slow it down, and that's what's happened here. Jake Lindsey gets that foul, but if they can get these stoppages, you know, make it a little ugly, then it favors the Bears.
Stay in touch. Stay in touch. That's what they have to do. That's always the defensive end.
Tying his season high with 14, could eclipse it here and does. I love the way this kid played. He played very well at Wisconsin. And when Blewett is out, it's the spot on the floor where Blewett hits shots that Kaiser Gates can hit shots.
Well, he's really improved defensively, too. That's really helped that. You know, really does a nice job ball screening and popping. It's such a good shooting team. They just shot a Blewett there. He's a guy that can, if you overhelp or get him, he can nail him.
The lead back to 10 with 8.5 remaining. Xavier is getting to the line a lot more than Baylor. 12 times in this half versus just 2 for the Bears.
Nice recovery by Jones. Showed, recovered.
High pick by Achiuil, Luol Achiuil, and there's a loose ball underneath. And it's out of bounds. I don't think he was ready that time. No. Vital for the pass.
A nice job collecting at the rim.
Pretty good look by that young guy.
Now look at him. Chris Mack over there. What a week, right? Arizona State out in Vegas. Come here, they got Cincy at the end of the week just for a layup draw.
Yeah.
Nice challenge, Lindsey.
Yeah.
And they got numbers again.
Eyes down the floor. LeConte a pull-up.
Nice job. People at the rim. They don't go away.
That nylon song brings them to within 7. 11 points, 8 this half for Manu LeConte. Mercure, touch pass.
Not over him.
Beautiful by Luol Achiuil.
Nobody back.
Vital again.
Toward the timeout.
Boy, just throw it to the rim and let Vital pay dividends.
Yeah, they are really a good basketball team. They don't go away. They don't pack the tack. But Mercure, maybe against somebody that's not 6'10" with a 7-foot whatever wingspan, that leads to an open opportunity right at the rim. You can't cover them all when you give it up that easily.
Stifled in the second half, 2. 17 for him in the first, only 2 in the second.
And Clark as well took a shot to the gut.
He did, yep.
And he's not been back either. You can see how tenacious this club can be. The length makes it tough to score over and also pass over.
We're touching on Baylor's length and how they can get on fast break opportunities. If they can get some deflections with Luol Achiuil, suddenly they get numbers and quick baskets.
Vital doing a nice job. Oh, what a wow slip.
Yeah, he was trying for a skip pass.
Yeah.
And it slipped out of his hands. This is one of those, Bill, where you might say, not the iron, but the backboard unkind. Timeout.
You might say something else. You're the coach. It was a 10-3 early in the game. Now it's 28-25 on the glass. So they've done a better job at that. But both teams shooting around 46-47%. And they've been able to hold opponents down to 38. Now, I know some of the games weren't against the high level, but it's all about defense. They're coming down the stretch and rebounding, a major aspect of that.
Well, you see in that reset, the double bonus is already in play. Baylor, by the way, in the last 4.5, 5 of 5. Xavier 0 for 3 from the floor, and yet it's a 5-point game.
Nice hustle. Drop step hook.
No double.
That was
well defended, though, by Gates.
He doesn't have the strength there, Living.
Yeah.
Actual little bump, threw him off.
Now think about this. Blewett and Mercure this half a combined 4 points, Bill. Just 1 out of 4. And yet look where they are. So there's a lot more to Chris Mack's team than just his 2 go-to guys.
Yeah, Vital's done a great job on Blewett. Here he is really hugging him, making him work.
Tough shot, but he got it to go.
Just a little cushion. Good call. Chris Mack, a little ball screen, knockdown.
He's got such a quick trigger.
He does. Much like our producer. A little hole. He got away with it.
Dribble handoff to LeConte from Luol Achiuil.
Jones has got a show on this switch.
Shot clock winding down. Goes to the left hand, not there.
What a job by Jones.
Blewett getting that high pick. Goes against the smaller LeConte and is going to get a push as a result.
And he shoots free throws, no question about it. And just a little separations, all the good ones need, and just good elevation, great concentration, and sticking with it with the follow through.
Third foul against Manu LeConte, which puts Blewett to the free throw line, and you see
87% too.
Yeah, he's money at the free throw stripe. Well, 3 things you need to know. Favorite movie, Space Jam. That shouldn't be a surprise. I love this SpongeBob fanaticism. And love to play Mello one-on-one.
No, good luck. Not yet. Same play, double high, actual pops. Not looking for that shot now. Good job by McCure going under and recover.
McClure will get the foul and get to the free throw line.
Yeah, that was a pretty good defensive play by McCure because we went over the top. Vital had a distinct advantage, so he tried to slide the screen, but just never got in position to contain.
It's the second foul on McCure.
This is that angle. He tried to recover and recoup, but just a little late. But that kid doesn't give up on a play.
67% on the year at the stripe. He gets 1 out of 2, and the lead is down to 8. Still very much in doubt, this one. With 5.5 left.
Yeah, right around 53 early in the year from that free throw line. He's going to improve that. Nice denial. He was a some defender. Well, that time McClure, excuse me.
You see 3 timeouts and 2 for Xavier, and the bonus situation, as we mentioned.
I'd ride Blewett a little bit.
Blewett trying to put pressure on Vital and does. Off the back rim.
Little step back jack and almost a turnover.
Made it a tough shot, though, didn't he? You're right. Vital's done a good job.
Really nothing at the rim for Baylor. Other than the drive, no catches.
There's a drive by McClure, and the block, the end result, and that'll go against Tyreek Jones.
Too easy turning the corner. Got to contain. That's what they had problems with Arizona State as well.
That's the second personal foul, 17th foul for the Musketeers.
So Xavier in the double bonus now. That was the 7th team foul, and it's the bonus the rest of the way now for the Bears. They'll get to the line on every foul.
Second half against Creighton, he really stepped up. Different player.
He did.
They need that kind of mentality from him all the time. Strong, can go left as well.
Wound up with 19 points, 7 of 11 from the floor, plus a couple of rebounds.
Well, Coach Mack's got a team, by the way.
Yeah.
Big Mack, and they're playing great defense.
65-59, a 2-possession game. Love this environment here.
Oh, it's a great spot.
Hasn't been the best of nights for Gooden. He's just trying to play through. There's Macura trying to do it on his own. Not there. Jake Lindsey clears.
Actual really ran the floor nice.
McClure looking for a driving lane. Beautiful pass.
Oh, nice.
Beautiful pass.
Oh.
And he missed the dunk.
Gotta make the layup.
Vital missed an absolute bunny.
Forget the frills. Get the deuce.
It was a wonderful pass, too.
Sure was. Defense overreacted on him. Wide open.
Gates.
Look at this hustle.
How about that by Blewett?
You don't need it. You don't have to be in a hurry.
Macura in traffic. Not there. Blewett again trying to keep it alive, and does.
He's out of bounds. They're going to give him a timeout. They give him a timeout.
Oh, wow. What a hustle play by Blewett.
Ooh, that's one Macura could have brought it out, though. He's more of an aggressive player, but right here, look at the great help side defense, but the overreaction. Goodness. Just lay that baby in. And you mentioned the hustle. all-out effort. Doesn't go out of bounds either. Shadow out. Well, he didn't mix up the defenses too much, but they did a great job. First half, they're 55%. They let Xavier shoot 30% this half. So, and play good and fast. I think they got the blood flowing, got themselves in the game. And now they're more solid on their defense or offensive approach.
Well, in a lot of ways, it may not have always been Gooden, but when Scruggs came in, they still played fast.
Yeah, they did. And Gooden's played composed, made some good assists.
The thing about Xavier that you notice is they all know their roles. And the complementary players, like a Kaiser Gates or a Cantor coming in, and O'Mara, they just know what their role is.
Cross screen.
How about that?
They run out of bounds plays in a magnificent fashion. Just a little simple screen, no communication, no big to little. Mature with the bump.
Omont has come back onto the floor, Bill, with 4 fouls for Baylor. McClure a blow by.
I think Cantor just went down out of self-protection to get that charge.
And remember, Baylor hanging in with Maston not available, injured just about 5 minutes into the second half. And even before he left, he had not gotten a shot up in the second after scoring 15 in the first. A whirling dervish inside, and
full turn. They reset. There should have been one. And he got a little. This is just pretty solid basketball. Out of the timeout against this team, you've always got to be free. Look at that. Very simple. You don't face the ball in the corner. You don't switch, which is almost automatic when you see your partner's guy coming free like that. Not a typical Baylor breakdown.
They're checking the shot clock again. It should not have reset, and it did. And again, it gives a free timeout, and Baylor's got a full complement, so it may take a while to play the remaining 3 minutes plus.
Well, that's their advantage, no question about it. The referee's taking a look at what you're going to see. Hit the backboard underneath the rim.
And then it reset for no reason.
McCure with great hustle come up with it. They've got the policeman at half court. That's great, isn't it? Protecting the scorekeeper, you think? Or maybe it's your escape?
After the game, he can help with our escape.
No question. The fans, when I was coaching, were hoping.
Our driver today was the retired Cincinnati police chief. I love that.
The policeman we had, the fans wanted him to take me away.
There's some cities where I would need some protection. I'll tell you that.
Cross.
There's Gooden, and it's a foul on Manu reaching in. LeConte picks it up.
I'll tell you what, I thought he made a good job turning the offensive player the other way. In that case, Gooden, maybe got the hands in there. Look at his footwork, folks. And he swipes. Yeah, I guess he got a hand later. A pretty good defensive reaction.
That's the 4th foul on Manu. Tyrese Jones checks in for Cantor. Again, those complementary bigs, and Chris can call upon both of them, and he can even go to O'Mara as well.
Great rotation, no question about it. 3 bangers, know how to play within themselves.
Well, you talk about helping you in March with matchups.
Yeah.
Here we go. 8-point lead, and the crowd is back into it.
See if Lindsey can make. Oh, goodness, just a slip.
Lindsey tries to save it, did get a timeout.
Good play.
Yeah.
That's why he's out there. Good poise under fire.
Great basketball IQ.
That he has.
What's that old saying? It's not your IQ, it's your FQ. We'll see. Baylor timeout was a good one to use with a loose ball situation. They still have 2 remaining. And this is a Bears team that's taken on all comers. I love this schedule. Wichita State coming up. And you know how good they are. A lot of discipline with Greg's team. All of this before they get into the Big 12, which is again loaded this year.
What a run they've had with Wisconsin and Creighton already. Talk about Wichita State, Xavier, no Clark the second half at all.
This is a wonderful intersectional matchup between these two.
A little double screen. Maybe Actuel down low at some point. Again, it's all dribble drive, and occasionally it's been jammed up.
Actuel gives it up to McClure on the dribble handoff. Off the wrong foot that time.
Nice defense. McClure got a little shot.
Great defensive sequence there for Xavier.
McCurry's one tough kid. Use a little clock. Need to get a little ISO late. Pin down for Gates. Got to go.
Yeah, Blewett's going to have to do it with a shot clock
Nice
winding
drop.
down. How about that?
But he took an extra one.
Yes, he did.
Got into the roll.
Pretty smooth, though, up against the clock. He just took the extra step.
He's got to be able to do that move, though.
Yeah.
Bring the dribble around like a little Earl Monroe. Cup it.
Ooh, with Earl Monroe on me there. There's Amat. Way off the mark. He knew it at the moment he released it. And Gooden comes down with it.
I actually don't mind that shot, though. You know, wide open, he can stick it. Now you want to think intelligently. Run your stuff. Use time unless something really opens up easily. Nice hesitation.
Gates.
Bang.
Hello. How do you do?
And that's what Gooden's job is. Great poise. Good handle. And then the fine deep.
9th assist of the game for Gooden after a tough start. That one's pulled down by Jones as they look to put it away here in Cincinnati.
Impressive. Early on, ready to go. A little lull and then back with the fire.
19 on the night, Bill, for Kaiser Gates on a night when Trayvon Blewett did not shoot the way he normally does.
Well, he knows he's a marked man. In the scouting report, tough shot, yes.
You're a little too strong. That one's finally pulled down by Luol and a foul.
You don't have to foul at all, you know?
Yep.
I just love this little hesitation. Gets him into the lane, turns all the heads. A little nylon. Gates, open, delivered.
There you see Xavier's schedule. We got to visit last night with Chris and his wife at dinner, and he said, oh, by the way, a little bit of a big week for us. What with Cincinnati coming in? You'll see that one here on FS1.
Absolutely. This is one of the classics, too, and it's in this building.
Ahmad at the free throw line gets the first one to go. This will be the first loss for the Bears, and again, a difficult place to play. It would have been an incredible road win if they could have gotten it. But I think the concern now for him has got to be the health when you think about it. The health for Maston, because he's not played a lick since 4.5 minutes deep in the second half.
Now, you alluded earlier to the rotation up front. That's really helped Xavier. Able to contain the opponent as well as be solid with screens, follows, defense.
Big free throw there for Ahmad.
And now you extend the floor. You've got time here.
Stranger things have happened.
Make
You're
it
right.
tough on the inbound. Double the logical passer. There's a perfect trap.
Well, we've got a intentional foul against Lindsey way off the ball up around the baseline area with Cantor.
Yeah.
And I think he may have just drawn him into that foul.
Is the Shack in the house? Anderson, not a bad shooter either.
I'm sure they wanted to foul, but they didn't want
Not
it to be
that way,
intentional.
yeah.
And they're going to be, this is one of the areas where officials are going to be very quick to notice point of emphasis late in games when coaches want to get poor free throw shooters to the line. It was right in front of Chris Mack, and that conversation is a teaching point being made by Scott Drew.
Yeah, Chris Mack really got these kids ready.
Did he ever?
Both days he got after them in a coaching situation. You know, what we did wrong, what we have to do better. They are unbelievable in this building, too.
Tremendous bounce back after the loss to Arizona State. A lot of contact there, but no whistle. Incidental, and a quick foul given up by Luol. That you will. Bill, that was the first time I'd really been in a relaxed environment with Chris, and I knew him as an assistant coach. This is a guy that I've really enjoyed getting to know a lot better in recent years.
He's got a program, no question about it. Kids really respond to him, too. They were down. I mean, it was skull session and demanding and being in the right frame of mind, going after people.
Think about the great success of all the coaches that have been here before him. And
it's a paradise, really, for coaches.
Yep. By the way, they've made 11 straight free throws, Bill. They've been living at the line in the second half.
Tough-minded kids, though.
Loose ball situation. They have been all over every loose ball, this Xavier team defensively.
33 straight non-conference wins in this building.
Amazing.
Isn't that incredible?
And another rebound for Blewett to close it out.
Tough.
How about that for a bounce back, Bill?
I'll say. Great preparation and reaching back big time.
First defeat for Baylor. Xavier wins it 76-63. 4 Musketeers in double figures. For Bill Raftery, this is Tim Brando. Another great performance at home for Xavier. We'll send you to Mike Hill right after this.